What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and I'm back with another Cities Skylines 2 video, and in this one, I'm gonna show you how to build the turbine interchange. And not only is it more efficient and moves more traffic than the pre-made cloverleaf interchange, but it's a lot smaller and cheaper, and yet moves more traffic than the absolutely gigantic 4-level stack interchange. So, let's dive in. But first, download Bloodline Heroes of Lithus, a mobile RPG action fighting game where you can marry your champions to create new and unique hybrids. Use the link in the description to start with some free stuff, including gold and diamonds. See you hopefully soon. Alright, so the first thing we gotta do is find a good place for our turbine interchange, and so you want to look for a relatively flat area. This is perfect right here, and you can see it's between a couple of connections that I have that I can finagle in there at some point. But for as flat as terrain may look, there's always some bumps and turns, so go ahead and pick your level terrain tool. You might want to make the brush pretty big here, and then you're going to right click on a spot that looks pretty good as far as height goes, and then flatten everything. Now, we are going to go fix this later so that it looks better, but you just need a nice flat area to work with, which is what I'm doing here. After you've done that, we are going to go ahead and select the highway tool, the 2-lane one-way highway. We are going to then select the toggle parallel mode tool, and you're going to draw a nice big regular old intersection that's actually going to intersect with itself. Now this is just a guide, so we are not going to leave it this way, okay? We are just going to use this to get accurate measurements for everything else that we are doing on here. Okay, once you've done that, then select the 1-lane one-way highway, turn parallel mode off, leave the straight tool mode on, and we're actually going to toggle between 0 meters and 5 meters. So you can change the elevation step in order to be able to do that. I'm going to leave it on level 2 because I am going to eventually use 7.5 meters. So I just want smaller increments. I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to go to one of the intersections right here. And the key is to go out 40 meters and then create 45-degree angles, and then increase the step up to 5 meters, just like that. And you can use the page up and page down buttons on your keyboard too if you have that. Now let me do that for the other 3 here. Now, after you've done that, select the curve tool. It's just the regular old simple curve tool. And now we're going to set the height to 7.5 meters. And we're going to make turns that are 50 meters. So select one of the ramps, go out 50 meters, and then go out another 50 meters. You're probably going to have to keep toggling this snap to guidelines on and off, which by the way, I have every other snap turned off except this right 90-degree angle turn. Go 50 meters, just like this, and then complete a semicircle by doing that again. So we're going to go out 50 meters like that, and then we're going to go another 50 meters just like that. Okay, do that for the rest of them. After that, we're going to make the on-ramps. So we're going to leave this at 7.5 meters. We're going to go to the ends of each of these, and you're just going to go straight out until you get to the highway. Lower it down to 0, just like that. And then once you have it at 180 degrees, just like that, click, and then go out 140 meters. So just like that. And then do that for the rest of them. Now, you've probably noticed that the on-ramps are going the wrong direction, so you are going to need to select this replace tool and then go back through and just drag it in the direction you actually want the ramp to go, and that's going to fix the direction of all of them. After that, we're going to need to create the right-hand turn ramps. This time, we are going to snap right onto the 1-lane highway right here that is closest to the curve. Okay, come out just a little bit, and what you want to do is connect it to the highway right here. I'm actually going to pull it just before the ramp starts. It's just a little friendlier that way with working with the tool. Once you click that, you should be able to go out 110 meters. If you need to, turn off the snap to guidelines in order to hit that right on the dot. Once you get 110, you also need to turn off snap to existing geometry potentially. There you go. Okay, and then go around and do that with the rest of them. Next comes the trickiest part, which is connecting these left turn lanes to the highway, and we're gonna need to adjust the elevation a bit to get this to work. So first, I'm gonna delete the little ramps we had created so that we just have the intersection left here, and then we are going to delete the highway back to one node away from where it's connecting here. So go ahead and do that. Then select your terrain tool, and we are going to use the shift terrain tool and go down just a little bit. So I'm gonna go right in the middle here. I want to go down about 8 meters. So that's gonna be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's perfect. All right. So I'm gonna go with that, and I'm now gonna select the level terrain tool. I'm going to right click in the middle of that hole right there, and then I'm going to drag this back to the nodes on one side. All right, so that's important. Next thing we're going to do is grab the slope terrain tool, and we're going to click in the middle where we just leveled the terrain, and we're gonna slope the highway down to it. So click right where the highway is right here, and then just drag down to the middle, and do the same thing over here as well. So again, I'm going to right click at the bottom of where I want the slope to be. I'm going to click on the highway at the highest terrain of where the highway is connected and pull that down to the middle here. And you can like smooth this out if you want to a little bit. I'm gonna come back through with the level terrain tool and just make it look a little bit nicer, just like this. You don't want the edges of this to be too close to the highway we're gonna send through. I'm probably gonna need to adjust it a little bit more here as well, but first let's go back to the 2-lane one-way highway. Go to the straight tool. Again, we're going to select parallel mode. I'm going to go ahead and turn the snap to guidelines back on so that I can grab the end of the highway and just pull this straight over here. I'm going to make sure that it is attaching perfectly. Let's make sure that's at 180 degrees. That's nice, good. Okay, and you can see that that followed the slope down. All right, so next up, what you want to do is go back to the terrain tool. Make sure that this is a good level. Keep it a little bit away from the existing highway here now. I've noticed that you need to have this far enough away for the bridge to be able to be created over top, but not too far away or the bridge doesn't want to be created either. This part can be a little bit finicky, so you might have to play around with it until you get it. Now that we got those connected, we are going to connect our ramps. So go ahead and select the bulldozer tool because we are actually going to delete this back to this node right here. So go ahead and delete those 2 items. Now you'll remember we were using 50-meter turns before, so we're going to return to that. And we're going to do the 2 easiest ones first. So that is going to be the ones that are connecting to the overhead road. I'm going to leave snap to grid line on just to connect to this node right here. And I'm also going to increase the elevation to 7.5 meters. So I'll click right there, then I'll turn snap to grid line off so I can get exactly 50 meters and make my turn inwards just like this, 90-degree angle. And then here's the goal. We are going to go past the 50 meters this time and try to land right in the middle of the highway. So I'm actually going to turn snap to grid lines back on and head for right in the middle, right there. Do you see that? Okay, and I'll connect that right there. We can do that with the other one over here as well. So I'm going to select that, turn it off just to go 50 meters here. Good. Okay, I can turn snapping back on because I want to head right back into the middle of the highway. Okay, nice. That looks good. The next thing we've got to do is attach these two remaining ones, and this one's a little bit trickier. So I'm going to go ahead and select the elevation tool. I'm going to decrease my brush size just a little bit so it'll fit through here. And what you want to do is take the elevation from up here to down here. So I'm going to right click down at the bottom, start up here and go down. This is just making a nice smooth path for the ramp to go down. I'll do that on the other side here too. So I'm right clicking there, starting up here, and then going down so that we have a nice even elevation for our ramps to connect to. Go back to the road tool, select the one-way highway, and just like we were doing, we're going to do that again, but this time we're going underneath the bridge. So I'm going to go out to 50 meters, and then I'm going to turn in. This time we got to go down to 0 meters. Okay, you can turn the snapping back on and try and connect it to the middle there, just like that. Okay, good. Okay, well, that is your turbine interchange. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and I will catch you in the next one.